I have like one foot in this fiat life where I don't really connect with people anymore. And then I have a foot in my Bitcoin life where I manage to make deep connections and I feel alive and I feel connected to myself, to people, to nature, to all the things that matter. And it's a completely different life. And it's so amazing to see these contrasts. Like I come from this chapter of my life that I am really about to rewrite now, undergoing a radical transformation of who I am as an individual and what my life is. And I find that just walking towards meaning and purpose and acting on your highest excitement at all times is really the way to go. And Bitcoin does that. Like it's rarely the case that not moving towards a more Bitcoinized life isn't the answer.
Yeah, I love that, and I 100% agree with that. I mean, I'm kind of the example of like I went all into Bitcoin with like 22, 23 years old, and went also with my time all into Bitcoin with 25, something like that. Yeah, 25, I think it was, maybe 26 at the beginning of 26 years old. And it just like completely changed my life. Now, granted, like it can be because of other life things, because like from 21 to 26, there's a lot of development happening that might not all be contributed towards Bitcoin. But I think a more Bitcoinized life can't hurt you. It's like it will probably be a lot better for you, but it definitely can't hurt to adopt some money.
I would not really push back, but I want to provide some nuance to that idea. Because as with like becoming a Bitcoiner is about making a few awakenings in your life. You make a financial awakening, and that often leads to a social awakening and a spiritual awakening. And these types of transformations, what they are really about is about shedding your past, letting go of your past, and rewrite the story that you have. Um, Starting from a blank slate, essentially, only carrying your baggage and looking at your past as this was a necessary thing for me to get to where I am today. But divorcing yourself from your past can be quite painful because it means that you have to essentially die in a way.
When you say life is starting at 40, truly, which I 100% agree, actually, I think this only is true, or like is mostly only true for people that are experiencing a lot before 40, because there are a lot of people that just like on autopilot and just like not really live, but just like survive. They're just coming by and they're just doing like what the environment kind of wants them to do. And that's why I'm always advocating, especially if you're under 30, like try as many different things as possible and don't shy risks, because under 30, the risk is not really risky. Like if you lose all your like income with like 27, who cares? Most 27s don't really have income. Most of them are still studying. And then it's like, it's way harder to start those risks when you're like 45 and maybe have 2 kids and a wife that you have to feed. Like there, it's like really hard. Like with 40, with 50, you should be in a way more stable situation. But in order to figure out where life starts with 40, I think you really have to like experience life before 40.
There's no need for stability, external stability, if you are stable on the inside. A person who is calm and rich on the inside can be in a war zone and still feel calm. But a person who has chaos on the inside, they could be in the most serene Buddhist Zen temple and still perceive chaos all around them. Everything comes from within.
Love that. What other? I mean, it's already a lot. But have you had any special awakenings or any special like things that you've noticed within Bitcoin in 2025?
Any special awakenings regarding relating to Bitcoin in 2025? Well, I have sort of renewed my sense of just how important this technological and economic paradigm shift really is, how fundamental to society it is, and how important it is that you that we don't fuck this up, because money is the base layer of society, and if the base layer of society breaks, we are going to break society. Everything is downstream of the money, because money is one of the core protocols of society alongside maths and language. If we have corrupted, broken money, that's an economic Tower of Babel. Is it Babel, maybe? How is it pronounced in English? I'm sorry, I don't know. What it means is that we are going to have, if nobody could understand each other anymore, if we couldn't communicate, things would unravel. We would not be able to uphold our institutions, and institutions are everything in society. It's our communities, our education, food production and distribution, it's religion, it's healthcare, it's everything. And that would very, very quickly unravel if we were unable to communicate. Language is one of the core protocols of society. Money is another core protocol of society from which we um, gain the ability to cooperate and coordinate as a species. And it's a very rich and fascinating communities. There's a lot of like weird people in that community, but there are a lot of weird people in Bitcoin as well, like a lot of conspiracy theorists and stuff. And if you think that's fine, that's fine. If you're allergic to it, just stay with the bunch that you can connect with and relate to. But yeah, like there are tiers to being a prepper, like levels to it. Something that's fairly easy to do is to just have your own bug out bag, a getaway bag. And that essentially means that you just have a backpack ready to go whenever you need to. And that should include things like warmth, food, signal, like a radio, batteries, flashlights, a sleeping bag, and things so that you can survive for at least 3-4 days wherever you go. You just have that ready to go so that you can just run away at a moment's notice. So if there was, if a war just happened outside my window right now, I have my bug out bag and I can just grab it and run and go wherever I need to go. And I know I'd survive for a few days just from my bug out bag.
And you mentioned that you see that we are kind of on that gradual uptick towards a Bitcoin standard, where it's like slowly extending the circle. Is there still some value of like we should still prepare for if the fiat institutions or the current monetary system is declining faster than we thought?
This comes down to your level of anxiety about catastrophe. If you are at peace with living in a world that is fraught with risk and that could, where you could face a catastrophic event and not be prepared because you don't want to live a life of fear, then that's great. Then on the other end, on the opposite of that spectrum, if you have a lot of anxiety about catastrophe and survivalism, I mean, then maybe you can relieve some of that anxiety by preparing a lot. Then there's the I think most of us just land somewhere in the middle of that spectrum because there's an opportunity cost in being a prepper. Like it costs a lot of money. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of energy. But if you enjoy it for what it is, for the philosophy of it, um, so that is mostly how I would engage with it, like on a philosophical level, and see how, if I vibe with the community, if I relate to the philosophy of survivalism, and then do essentially what I think is fun and necessary.
If you want to find a global neutral network that is everywhere available, everyone has access to if they want to, there's no other alternative to Bitcoin.
You're
That's
gonna choose
fascinating.
the most. Yeah, so it's about coordinating without the need for coordination. Like you and I have to coordinate without knowing each other. So you would have to go to something that is almost gravitational. The biggest network, the most robust and sound form of money, the most incorruptible money, the only money that has a fixed and inelastic supply. Bitcoin is the only form of money that makes sense in a digitized economy.
Maybe, and I just pull up so we can see it, because I love to do that. Maybe the aliens are meeting at us at the block 1 million. Like we are not that far away from it. Maybe there's some secret message in the 1 millionth block in there. Like that
Yeah,
would be
but
fun.
here's a problem with the Shelling point in that regard, because now we are very biased because of our anatomy. We have 5 fingers, and having 5 fingers, that is something that we have inherited from when we were fish, because they had 5 bones in their fins, and that has sort of skewed how we look at numbers. So we have 10 fingers, which has prompted us to create a base 10 number system. But if you are a species with, say, 3 fingers and 6 limbs, then you would probably have a base 6 system instead, and that makes math look radically different. Radically different. So converging on block 1 million, that is a very human. We're anthropomorphizing aliens if we think that they're going to meet us as block 1 million.
Thank you for watching this video. This was only a snippet of the podcast. And if you want to watch the full episode and get all of the context of this episode, you can click right here or here. Oh, maybe also here.